We saw the trailer for the Sonic the Hedgehog film.
Meow.
Hot take! It's like Christmas! It's
Is
like
it?
Christmas!
Is this Christmas?
Yeah!
Doesn't feel like Christmas.
It doesn't feel
feels
like
like a
Christmas.
really freaky Halloween.
Well, we're definitely missing, from what we've seen, we're definitely missing a fat man with facial hair.
No.
So it doesn't feel like
No,
Christmas
no,
in
no,
that
no,
way,
no.
right?
We got something there. No, look.
We have to talk about so many things.
Okay.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is wonderful.
This is the craziest trailer I have ever seen because, folks, I've been around for a while, so is Adam. We have seen multiple video games turned into movies.
We've
Mortal
been around the
Kombat,
block.
Street Fighter, Double Dragon,
Sure.
Super Mario Brothers.
Board games like Clue.
Sure. Which is actually not that bad of a film.
yeah.
There's a lot of movies out there based off of gaming properties.
That's right.
But a Sonic the Hedgehog movie technically hasn't been done in live action before. There have been like fan films and animated stuff, but never like this. Now, we recently saw the Detective Pikachu trailer, and we were actually pretty impressed by it. There's a lot of good things about it, and our impressions of that are heightened now because of what we just saw of the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. So,
Are you saying in contrast because of what this
Yeah.
offered you today, Detective Pikachu's on some other level?
Yeah,
Is it like
100%.
a Kubrick level?
it's like your eyes are opened over how bad it could
right.
have possibly been. So look,
Let's dig into the trailer a
Yeah.
little bit, all right?
so it opens up seeing basically, well,
It's Green Hills, right?
Green
We have a
Hills.
shot of Green Hills.
it's not in the tropics anymore. Now it seems to be somewhere in the middle of the country, you know, generic American-looking town
Yeah.
thing, I guess.
Yeah, so Sonic, he zooms past a police car. The police car nabs him, clocking him at like, what, 750 or 760 miles an hour, which
Yeah.
is pretty fast, man. But
Yeah.
you gotta go fast. You gotta go fast when you look like that,
Yes.
because just get out of eyesight.
I guess that's what we saw. So
Yeah.
the established Sonic moves fast. Directly after that, we see Sonic go to his underground hovel.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And in there, there's a really cool scene where you can see a bunch of shoes that Sonic has been wearing, where clearly he's burning through the soles of them.
Yep.
Which I guess that's a little interesting. It's a cool
little touch, and
Yeah.
there's tape around the shoes because he's obviously burning through them super quick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shots showing Sonic's shoes in this trailer. So are we to assume that these are some sort of like experimental shoes? Like these are
even
probably
know.
he probably has one pair of shoes throughout the entirety of the film, and those shoes will be on sale for people to buy. You know it's gonna happen,
It's
right?
going to happen. I just don't want it to happen because, look, if Sonic, we don't know what this character is, where he comes from, but at one point in the trailer, he establishes that Sonic, I'm here to save your world,
Yeah.
which means it's probably not his world, which also means he probably came from a world where it made sense to wear shoes, but not pants. I mean, it looks really strange. The first full body shot we see of Sonic
Oh, gross.
is from the back, and this shot should tell you what's so wrong with
Yeah.
this design. Okay, first off, he looks like a thin, creepy man wearing a furry suit. But like furry suits have like more body to them. They have like they look like an actual human being.
I think
This
you're discrediting the furry community.
they
with
take
that.
time and effort to make costumes that actually do have a certain aesthetic to them. This doesn't look like a real thing.
Yeah.
It looks fake. In this one shot, the street is fake, the grass is fake, everything is CG, so it has this very unreal quality to it that just doesn't add up. And Sonic looks kind of like it's motion capped at certain points, but at other points it's not. So when you finally get to see the front of Sonic's face, that one shot at the beginning, it kind of looks cool. I will give them credit.
Yeah.
That shot looked neat.
The sort of aggressive, his head like comes up, he seems very confident, and then he
Yes.
takes off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the motion capture does look unsettling. I guess when Sonic moves super duper quick now, he has lightning. Lightning it was kind of an ability that Sonic had. It was one of the
Yes.
abilities that he had in like Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, but...
It's not. That's not what makes him fast.
You were originally saying that this looked like the Flash, like the
Yeah.
another version of what they did with DC's Flash.
It looks like the Flash from the movies, where he creates like an electrical or like an electric field around him when he moves so fast.
Right.
And I mean that makes sense with the Flash because
Yeah.
lightning bolts, you know, that kind of stuff. That's what the Flash is all about. That doesn't make sense with Sonic. And I maybe there's like a more of a narrative driven thing to that, which as the trailer progresses,
Yes.
we start to see that it's about electricity or energy energy, and
That's right.
apparently half of the grid on the United States has been turned off.
Yeah. So there's a meeting at the Pentagon where all the important military people are talking about how like a huge portion of the grid has gone offline, let's just say. I have a sneaking suspicion that it might not be Sonic that's involved with that. Either it could be it's Sonic transitioning to our world via one of the rings. He has these rings that are like portals.
Yes.
Right?
Which, by the way, Sonic rings that act as portals, kind of canon. You see them in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. Sure. That's something that is actually a part of the world. So I'm not against that too much. Though I understand many people out there saw that and went, Doctor Strange portals, and that's exactly what they look like.
They do look like that. I have a sneaking suspicion that it may not be the portals or Sonic running super duper fast that causes this disruption throughout parts of America. I think it may be whatever antagonist is there, and it might not even be Robotnik. It might be some other creature, because Robotnik is always, of course, the primary antagonist, but there's often a little something else going on.
Sure.
There's a chaos, or there's, something else, some other monster.
And I'm getting that same kind of idea. Yeah. Now, when we eventually do see Dr. Robotnik, it's played by Jim Carrey. Now, let's make this clear. Jim Carrey's performance seems to be cut in weird ways, so it doesn't look like he's acting all that great, but we've seen Jim Carrey act great in other roles, so I see no reason why he'd be bad here. There are sequences that are good, but the first introduction of him seems to be like just paced improperly, like they didn't know how to cut it the right way.
Yeah.
So it has this awkward feeling to it that isn't really funny. And in fact, I'd have to say that none of the sequences with Jim Carrey are particularly humorous, which is weird.
So we definitely have to talk about this as a whole because they miss beats.
Yes.
So many beats with this trailer. Yeah, absolutely. The cutting of that scene with Jim Carrey, it feels like you're squirming in your seat. Jim Carrey's cutting off this military dude who's supposed to be in charge of the scene, but Robotnik is now in charge of the scene.
Yeah.
And he's establishing his presence, and it's cut in such a way that feels wrong. That's just one thing that felt kind of off kilter. The music. The music makes this trailer feel like bizarre.
The entire trailer has Coolio's Gangster Paradise playing throughout it.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. At no point does that song represent anything that's going on in the trailer. Plus, it's also a very dark song. It's a song that originally was used in Dangerous Minds, which was a movie from
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah,
and the students.
It's about bad things. It's not about good things, and that's not what this movie seems to be about. Like it's a really strange. I mean, it's a really stupid song to pick for a trailer that has nothing to do with inner city life or any kind of criminal activities. I mean, it's really strange.
It's dark in tone, and it does nothing to like uplift the scenes that are kind of going on. We've been seeing a lot of trailers like Suicide Squad that take famous songs and they elevate the trailer. Like the Suicide Squad trailer was great. I didn't think the movie was great, but the trailer was interacting with what was going on the screen. It was really smartly done. I feel like they kind of sort of had that idea with this. Oh, Gangster's Paradise. That's a song that people who played the Sonic games grew up with in the 90s, but they didn't make that weave in with what was visually being shown. We saw another cut of the trailer that someone put up on Twitter with the song from Queen.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Me Now.
And that works better.
And look, they didn't even like put the song under kind of the action and what was spoken on screen. It was literally just the trailer moving with Queen kind of sloppily tossed in there, and it worked.
Yeah, it would have worked better. Like, had they actually spend time finding a song like that had this more faster paced energy, because it's Sonic the Hedgehog, he moves fast. How about a song that isn't about gangsters killing each other? Like, what's up with that? It's the weirdest thing. Okay, so there are points in the trailer when they show Sonic's face, and when they do, it looks bizarre. Like, this is not okay. We have just seen Detective Pikachu, and at no point does Pikachu ever look like he's a human being acting and emoting that way. It always looks like it's Pikachu being animated. In this, it looks like a human's face has been welded onto a Sonic the Hedgehog fan-made body cast. It's so creepy. He looks like a child.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on a limb here and say that there have been some production issues. Remember when we saw that moving poster thing a while back? That Sonic physically did not look a heck of a lot like the Sonic that we're seeing now. When that image, it was was a slightly buffer Sonic. When that image first leaked out, a lot of people had negative things to say. So I think they had to go back, and I think they really had to do like some major restructuring of these characters. So
go farther back.
I know. Well,
You're not
like,
done yet.
They're like, we only have so much money. By the end of this, it will just be Jaleel White in makeup.
Oh man,
like,
you took the cake out of the oven before it was finished. You're just looking at soup right now. Like, this is not done.
This is Sonic the Soup.
I have no idea what's going on. Okay, there are so many problems with this. However, let me say this. Right. This could have been so much worse. What we're seeing here looks like it's going to be a comparable, somewhat kids film, maybe.
You think it'll be competent?
I don't know if it's going to be competent. The idea was at the very end, you see a shot of Dr. Robotnik in full, like, garb, and he looks like he's from the movie. So I know that they have an idea there. In the background, you can see some mushrooms, and I think that might be
Mushroom Hill Zone.
Yeah, it might be a reference to one of the Sonic levels. So it looks like he's got the right costume. Right. He's got everything there.
This is what I call, Shane, an apology shot.
Yeah,
because the rest of the trailer, like, they're not hitting these beats, and I feel like the final cut of the trailer was ready, and they were like, "Okay, guys, here it is," and they're like, "Nothing looks like it should." We were saving Robotnik sort of, changing into the Robotnik that you know in the games for the film, so it's like a little surprise. So, like, just put that in the trailer, appease some of the fans, because this does not feel right at all.
I have every little bit of faith in Jim Carrey's ability to perform as Dr. Robotnik, and I believe he's going to do a very good job. However, it is the job of the filmmakers to convey that. Trailers are very complex and very difficult to get right, but they do work out if they're done in a way that kind of establishes an idea and a theme and gets you interested in the film. This doesn't do a good job of making you excited for Sonic the Hedgehog, and instead might make you more excited for Dr. Robotnik, which is not what you're trying to do here. You don't want people to be excited for the villain in a movie, because the villain is never going to win. You need to make the hero feel more at home. But they also don't seem to understand the abilities of Sonic the Hedgehog, or if they have created new abilities for the character. It's insane. So at one point he's on the top of a building, and I guess he stops time. And then starts picking apart like bullets out of the air and rockets, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Sonic can stop time? And look, I would have been fine with that if Sonic was golden, because he turned into Super Sonic, but that's not what happened here. He's still blue, so that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yes, that was what I was going to say. That is my theory. I feel like that is the last act of the film, right? Robotnik, he's coming up in his weird helicopter airplane thing, and then Sonic has finally achieved golden Sonic status, but he's not gold.
But Dr. Robotnik being in some kind of floating device, that's Sonic the Hedgehog too, right? It doesn't look like a perfect sphere, but that's fine. I mean, that was totally unrealistic in the game, but that's in reality. You need to have something there. So Sonic, like Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey is getting the visual, like they're getting the visual aspects pretty spot on with what you see in the game, but they're just changing things up a little bit to just kind of, morph the image, make it something a little bit unique.
They want to make it more realistic. Like that's what they're going for. I can see that. Do I think they're doing it incredibly well as compared to some other properties that are coming out very, very soon? No.
I don't know.
Right?
So here's the thing. This is the first taste of what we're going to see from the movie, and I think what they've established here is a lot of wrong ideas. There needs to be more dialogue with Sonic. There needs to be more scenes with him, and they need to kind of refresh that look. A long time ago, there was a movie called Tron Legacy, and in Tron Legacy, what they did was they showed off this CG character that was actually just a younger version.
Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges. Now, in that trailer, they showed all of this footage, and there was such a big blowback on how that character looked. So what they did was the final version of the movie came out, and they actually completely reanimated that character. In my opinion, what you got in the final movie looked worse than what you got in the trailer. But in this case, there's no way they make it worse. There are scenes where he looks good, and then there's scenes where he looks awful. And if you are really trying to make a good Sonic character, they've probably done it better before, and I think they have. There was a commercial from Progressive.
Progressive commercial with Flo. and they had Sonic. They brought Sonic in, and yeah, Sonic was interacting with real people, and we were cool with it. And
Yeah.
it looked just like video game Sonic. It's
It
fine.
did, it
It's
did.
fine to do. One thing that I thought they were bringing back from video game Sonic was simple, but I loved it. Remember the last time we spoke? I was like, hey, Shane, look between the eyes. There's a white tuft of hair. They tried to make it look like he had a eye.
And that's gone now.
And it's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was like the marketing people for that one, because it was a company that was supposed to make whatever action figures for Sonic, and they were like, no, guys, you should really do this with Sonic. Like maybe they were trying to like give them the shoulder a little bit. But
guess.
yeah, this final Sonic, man. I want to discuss a little bit. We talked about his physicality. Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic.
I don't think it fits. I like Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
I really like Ben Schwartz and everything I've seen him in. He's a really fantastic and very funny actor. However, the voice work here, his voice doesn't seem to fit the body and proportions of Sonic. Sonic seems to be slender and thin and very tiny, and that doesn't work with a more... Ben's got a little bit more of a deeper voice.
I would not have thought that, I naturally, because he's a sprightly gentleman.
Yeah.
He's like not this big, but yeah, man, no, he should be trying to sound younger. You know,
Yes.
when an adult is like, you know,
Yeah,
trying to sound
exactly.
like a teenager
No,
or something.
exactly.
That's exactly what he should have been doing.
If
right?
anything, what's really confusing me about this is Sonic, the idea of what Sonic is seems to fit worse in this world than Jim Carrey being Dr. Robotnik, a big fat guy. Like, I don't understand how those two things are completely at odds here. You've got one that shouldn't work and it is working a little bit more, and the other one that isn't. Now, one thing I want to mention is with the Detective Pikachu trailer we just saw, go back and watch those trailers. When you see Pikachu in every single sequence, Pikachu really stands out as a character that feels like they exist in that universe. Every single scene, every single piece, you see lighting, you see reflections on the ground, you see shadow work. It really feels like the character models are in the world and everyone's interacting with them.
Yeah, one of the people that we work with brought this up, and I thought it was fantastic. It's called the bump the lamp sort of idea. It's that you don't necessarily need. This is from Roger Rabbit. There's a moment where the characters bump a lamp, and then the lighting changes, and the animators felt that it was very significant to change the lighting on the animated character,
Yes.
because even though not everyone was going to notice it, like those small details do count, right?
Yeah.
So this is great. The contrast between these two films is proves that so well, because we're watching Detective Pikachu and we're like, we had to stop it and look around, but there's the little reflection on the floor of like the wood grain on the ground and stuff off of
Yes.
Pikachu. It's those little things that are the added touches that make it just feel so physical, so real.
In
right?
natural filmmaking, when you go to watch Roger Rabbit, if you haven't seen it before, there are points when a character will pick up a cup or something, and what they're doing in the real world is they're holding a cup with like a stick, and then they actually animate the hand over top the cup. The reason they do that is whether you're aware of it or not, it makes the world feel far more real, and it feels like the characters actually exist and have a presence there. They've already established that with Pokemon because they show that there's reflections, lighting, and all the things that you can't do with a lot of other things. However, there's a sequence where Sonic is sitting in the car with Detective...
It's Wachowski. Yeah.
Sure.
Was it Wazowski? Wachowski? I think it's Wachowski.
Sheriff, whatever the heck.
Tom Wachowski, played by James Marsden.
James Marsden's character, when he's sitting there, it doesn't look like Sonic is actually in that world. It looks like he's just floating above the imagery, which is really strange because despite the fact that he's blue, it doesn't seem like a lot of lighting is coming off of him. It feels unnatural, like I photoshopped it into that scene, and that's not how it should feel. So that's hard. Once you've done something like that, it basically prevents people from falling into that state of realism where they go, oh, I get it. This is a real thing that's going on.
It's fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it very much is. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you'd predict would happen in this film before we wrap things up? Or
Well, the best thing I can predict right now is I think Dr. Robotnik is not going to be the main villain.
Okay.
I think there's something else going on there, and he's just trying to... I think he's trying to capture Sonic as a test animal, or like a to run experiments on him.
okay, because we do see him picking up the little, I know they're not called quills, but yeah, we see him picking it up and tasting it, and the lightning shocks him or whatever. Yeah. I have a prediction, a dumb prediction that I hope to see, because it's just so stupid. I hope that Sonic the Hedgehog, the game, is in the movie universe because of the mythos that is Sonic the Hedgehog, this weird monster.
Yeah.
And I want him to be playing it, and the title screen pops up, and he goes, huh, they never get the eye right.
I don't want to.
Or they never get the eyes right.
I hope we don't see that.
No?
I really
You don't like that?
I don't.
Oh, I love that idea.
Because I don't want them to admit that they themselves did it wrong.
They screwed up, Shane.
You know what I mean?
They took away the white tuft.
So I think what they kind of established is when you see Dr. Robotnik lick, that's weird to say that, but he does lick one of Sonic's quills.
Jim Carrey licks Sonic's fur.
Yeah,
Can we just say that?
So when that happens, you see his head just like jump around really quick, which shows that he's moving fast, which means it's that electricity or whatever that's actually contributing to the fast motion that Sonic can move. So whatever they're trying to establish with that there, that I guess Sonic is powered by electricity or something, it seems weird. Like, that's not what the character is originally about, but there doesn't seem to be a lot here that makes sense. I don't know if this makes a lot of sense as a film right now, and I don't know if the creative team knows what they're doing, and it kind of looks like it can easily be a train wreck.
Yes.
However, it might just be a fun train wreck to watch.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are hoping it was going to be something a little bit better than that.
I'm interested in seeing both this and Detective Pikachu, but for different reasons.
Detective Pikachu looks like it's going to be a good movie.
I'm far more invested in that. Very quickly, Robotnik has the little quill and it's lightning. He's testing it. I have a sneaking suspicion that we may see Metal Sonic.
Maybe. Possibly.
He has Sonic DNA. He has robots everywhere. That'd be pretty cool. They'd probably mess it up.
At this point, they probably could do it. I just don't even know. Is Metal Sonic going to look like the Sonic from the video games, or is it going to look like a metal version of the Sonic we're seeing in the movie? I don't want that.
Did you see the new Power Rangers movie? This is a dumb question.
I didn't.
They had Goldar come back, and they literally made him made of gold, and he was a blob. I think they would do something really dumb like that with Metal Sonic.
All I really want them to do...
Just a block of metal.
At this point, I clearly think that they need to make another trailer, another teaser, because what they've established here does not look right. Look, when it comes to trailers, many people don't know this, usually it's not the internal team that worked on the film that made the trailer. Sometimes they get outsourced houses that are very key at making marketing decisions and stuff like that. I think they need to get someone new to do something there. But if all they could find, if this was a good trailer house and all they could find was those scenes from the movie that made sense, that is scary.
Maybe these are the Mr. Burns moments from The Simpsons where they're like, that was the best take we had.
Yeah, right?
Like, these are the best jokes we had. These are the best scenes we have. Sonic slowly doing the slide on his knees, doing the
rocking the horns.
Rocking the horns in slow-mo.
I don't know, folks.
This movie is tone deaf so far. Tone deaf.
I don't get it. From what I can tell, this doesn't look like the kind of movie that Sonic fans would like or Sega fans would like. It doesn't look like a kid's movie. I mean, it looks like a kid's movie, but at the same time, Detective Pikachu looks like that too, but it looks far more engaging. I don't know what to expect from this yet. All I can tell you right now is it looks like it's going to be awful. That's all I can tell from what I've seen so far. And I hope that they kind of establish more scenes with Jim Carrey that are a little bit more fun, because what they showed and the way they edited it seemed to be very unengaging. And Jim Carrey is anything but engaging, but not engaging. So I don't know.
I think he's going to be great.
I think so. I hope so.
He's going to be great. This is going to be a great Jim Carrey movie. He hasn't been able to be a weirdo for a while. I haven't seen him do that. So
let's see what happens. But folks, what did you think? Did you think that this trailer looked good? And if so, please tell us why.
Let us get you help.